What are some of the common misconceptions that it is have around condominium living, and how would you personally address those?
I think the biggest misconception that people have is with stratas themselves is that they can kind of dictate everything you do day and night. Stratas always do have rules, and each building is slightly different, but they can't really tell you everything you can do. They can't tell you what to cook and stuff like that. Like, I think people just kind of see it as like a very like controlling environment, which it's not. And I've lived in a few condos, stratas myself over the years. Yes, there have been things that I'm like, oh, I really wish that was different. I lived in a building which you could only have carpet. Tried to change it, didn't happen. A year after I moved out, it did change though, and now you're allowed to have hardwood floors. But I think that's what people kind of the biggest misconception is that the strata is very controlling, which stratas are kind of there. They're there to work with everyone together for the in the best interest of the building.
I think one misconception as well was that condos are generally taken to be small, right, in size, and there's not a lot of room. But is
Correct.
that truly the case?
No, there are definitely, with a lot of the much newer buildings, not gonna lie, yes, they're a little bit smaller. But with anything older, for example, the building that I lived in was built in 1991 or 92. It was a two-bedroom, two-bath, 1,000 square feet. It's actually bigger than the current house that I have now.
Oh, that's crazy. So it's just gotta be out there looking, right? And not.
Yeah, there's tons of gems out there. You just need to dig them up and dust them off, and you can have yourself a great place.
You see that there's actually a lot of these type of condos that we're speaking of available in today's market, or is it kind of competitive to get into?
I find it really depends on the building itself. There's certain buildings that are very desirable and they will tend to go super fast. There's sellers that are kind of living in the past and their list price is way over what market value is nowadays. So those ones will tend to sit too. But with those ones, given enough time, eventually the seller is going to want to sell, and then you might be able to get it for a lower price.
Most of the times, the locations of these condos are pretty good as well, right?
Correct. Most of them are right downtown. There's a lot kind of up the Gorge Waterway that are right on the ocean. Well, the Gorge, not technically the ocean, but there's lots and lots of condos around town with great locations. And with downtown being fairly small, you can just walk out your door and you can be out for coffee, you can do your grocery shopping, all within a couple blocks of home.